Surrender. There can be times where you come to a point in your life where you're looking at an area of your life and you can't find any solutions, and things you keep doing aren't working. And the best answer at that point can sometimes be to surrender, to just give up and let other answers come in. It could be, it could be hard to do because you're so used to resisting, you're so used to struggling, and you're not really taking a look at the account that it's not yielding any results. But a lot of times you can see only in hindsight that the answer was to actually give up and surrender. I can only see, sometimes I can only see it in hindsight, because that transition, it doesn't manifest your results in the moment. You can only see your results after time, after you've making that shift and you surrendered and allowed other opportunities to come in. And just sometimes it just takes time. But I want to talk about surrender because it's been amazing in my life. As I look back, I'm like, every huge shift I made, it was because of surrender. I can give you one example. I remember in college. I'll never forget this day. I was on the ground. I was in my apartment and I was just sitting on the ground because I didn't have any furniture. I sold all my furniture trying to make rent for the next month. I was in college. I just came off a 4.0 semester, but this semester was definitely not going to be a 4.0 because I wasn't going to any classes. I was paying for the classes. Well, I wasn't paying for the classes. Student loans were paying for the classes, and my family was helping me with the classes. So I was feeling a lot of shame, a lot of guilt. I felt like a moocher. I was feeling depressed. I was going to a counselor for depression. And all I had in the house was internet, computer, and a TV. And so I just made the best of that. I was surfing the internet a lot. But I remember looking at that TV. I remember on the ground looking at the TV. I only had like 8 channels because I didn't have cable. And I didn't like my life. I was in accounting. I was trying to do accounting classes, but I hated accounting. It just seemed to bore the hell out of me, and I knew I was in for a life of just extreme boredom for the next umpteen years. So I really just did not like life at that point, and I was just searching through the TV, and I had really, at that point, I had surrendered. I had just given up. I'm like, I'm not going to class. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what's going on. I'm not getting up and going to class anymore. I'm not doing it. Hopefully I can make enough money to make rent to stay here for a little bit longer and feed myself. I just wasn't, I had given up. I wasn't going back to class. So I was flipping through the stations, and of one of the 8 stations I landed on was Oprah. And I was like, I maybe watched Oprah maybe like one time before. Once or twice. You know what? I probably saw Oprah a lot because I just don't remember it, because I stayed in a family full of women, so I know they watched Oprah. I just don't remember it, but I don't know why I decided to watch Oprah this day. And this was the day she was saying that she came across a DVD, and that DVD was going to change your life, and if you use it, because she had been using that DVD without realizing it to get to where she was. So I was like, oh damn. And I saw the DVD. The DVD was a secret, and that DVD would become very powerful for me. It totally changed my life. I remember watching the DVD. I bought the DVD, and I remember watching it, and I remember from the actual DVD, I remember that chart. There was a chart on there at some point, and it had the emotions, and that's what I remember about that. That's what stuck in my mind. And something else I'll get to later, but the chart really stuck in my mind, and the chart had all the different ranges of emotions. And at the bottom of the chart, at the very bottom, there was shame, I don't really know the order, but there was shame, boredom, jealousy, there was anger, resentment, regret, and at the top, towards the top, there was positive emotions like joy and gratitude and, love, admiration. I don't know if they had admiration, but you get the gist. The top part was the positive, the bottom part was the negative emotions, and I was all in the negative. Like, my emotions at that time when watching that DVD were all negative. So I was like, wow, I could try to shift my whole being into a positive vibration. And that's what really got me understanding vibes. Or not, I didn't understand them at the time, but it really got me interested in vibration. So, yeah, it really got me interested in vibration. So yeah, that was a very big shift for me, because I was very negative. I was really thinking really negative. And it just really shifted me to thinking about things in a more positive way and really feeling more positive emotions throughout the day, consciously making an effort to feel more positive emotions. And then the other thing that stuck out on the actual DVD was Joe Vitale. I remember Joe Vitale saying that whatever your life is like, you created it. Whatever happens in your life, you're responsible for it. And he's like, even if you were in a car accident, you were responsible for the car accident. I was like, what? If somebody hits you, how can you be responsible? But I still really didn't get that. But I was like, when he said that, like, even if a car accident came, like, if you had a car accident, you were responsible. So I was like, dang, it really hit me that I'm responsible for my own life and my own results, and I better take responsibility of it before somebody else just lets it, fly off the handle. So those were the two things I really got from the DVD itself. Now, my real shift came from the commentary on that DVD. The commentary on that DVD was golden for me, because it really taught me three things: gratitude, it taught me contribution, and that it taught me meditation. Those three things, man, were huge shifts in my life. I still do all three of those today. So yeah, the DVD commentary was the producer and the creator of the DVD just going back and forth, and the producer is asking her all the types of criticism questions that people have had watching the DVD. So, all the criticism that came up, they're like, okay, well, this seems like magic, and it just, all those criticisms that you see everywhere about The Secret, which I look at them and I laugh, because I'm like, man, if y'all see my life before The Secret and after The Secret, you wouldn't really have any questions. But I mean, that's just my life. So yeah, that DVD was a huge shift, and it only happened because I surrendered to the moment when I was sitting there watching those 8 channels. I remember totally being open to anything that came along, and like super open. That's what I remember. I just gave up, and I was like, somebody else give me the answer. Whatever the answer is, come in. And it just came in, and I was very thankful. Maybe within the next 2 days, I stopped going to that counselor, and I think I even bought her a copy of The Secret. And she was like, yeah, that's what I was trying to do all along. When they come in here, we try to change their thoughts to more positive thoughts. And I was like, damn, well, I guess I'm fixed. And she was like, I guess so. And she was happy. I was happy. And I didn't really feel like I needed her anymore. So that was the end of that. I really started taking control of what I was feeling throughout the day and all the emotions. So that was one shift. Another shift I had from surrendering was a weight loss shift. And that was incredible too. I remember I was age 25, and I said, this was after watching The Secret and changing the positive thoughts and changing everything. And I was still in the mindset of, I need to still try to lose weight. I can lose weight. Like, Like I had weight loss and still in my mind. And like at age 25, I remember there was a day that I was like, I give up trying to lose weight. I've been trying for 20 years to lose weight, tried all types of diets, programs. A lot of people told me to hit the gym. I hit the gym. I was in football. I had a personal trainer. I did a lot, and I was like, none of it was yielding results for me. And I was sticking with it for a while, man. I stuck with football for a year. So, and I was like, man, I'm still fat. And then it made me think about all the linemen in football who are still fat. Like they work out hard. They work out hard in the gym. Oh my goodness, like they work out super hard. They have to, because their whole job is to protect the quarterback. So those linemen, the offensive linemen, and it's like, man, I'm sitting there watching them, and I'm like, man, this must not be the answer. So I give up trying to lose weight. I remember I said that to myself. I give up. I don't care what anybody tells me. I don't care. I just gave up. I said I'm not trying to lose weight anymore. So the first thing after that I had to do was like, okay, if I'm not gonna try to lose weight, I might still be this weight forever. So I need to at least be happy about it. So I started getting into meditation. And I started meditating for about 30 days right after that. Right after I said, man, I give up. I need to feel happy. I need to feel better. I'm having all these negative thoughts. I need to cut off the thought. So I need to cut off the whole thinking process. So I started meditating, man, right after I started meditating for that, I think it was about 35 days, I lost 20 pounds just meditating. And I was like, oh, damn. And then I moved out of my parents' house. My parents were I moved out of my mom's house, and I moved in with some friends, and it turned out, man, I was feeling really good then. So I lost another, just by being around them, I was still eating junk food, but I lost another 35 pounds. And I think I was drinking water, and that was another 10 to 15 pounds. So all in all, after a while, I had lost about 60 pounds with just eating less. I didn't really want to eat as much as I used to, and eating less and meditation and just being around, some friends a lot. I was, living with, some very close friends at the time. So, yeah, it was just like, dang, 60 pounds, and I'm not even trying. I was like, I stopped trying to lose weight, and I lost 60 pounds. And then I kept that off for about 2 or 3 years, and then I started making dietary changes after that. I went 30 days of salads. That was horrible. 30 days of salads was just, I was always hungry, and I couldn't sleep. I think your blood sugar may have to be at a certain level, but I remember just not really being able to sleep during that 30 days of salads. But I did 30 days of juicing after that, and the juice, like 30 days of juice feast, and that worked beautifully. I was like, wow. It just was, the way I was doing it was pretty expensive. I didn't have a juicer, so I would go to Whole Foods and get bottles of juice. I would get like 6 or 7 bottles of juice. So yeah, that ended up, I think I spent like, I think $700 in juice after 21, 22 days. But yeah, so yeah, like here I am, I'm almost down. The exact numbers, I went from 330 to 245 over the course of like 3 years. Without trying to lose weight, I was like, the goal was never trying to lose weight. It was really, I started focusing on health after, I realized that, when I started I lost 60 pounds without trying at all. It must be something about my mental health. It must be something like connected with my mental health somehow. So, because I was still eating junk, but I was just eating less of it, if that makes any sense. So, yeah, that was a big shift. I was like, man, I'm never going to try to do the weight loss thing again. And then I remember another shift came when I was like, you should treat it I guess my next shift was to treat it like an addiction, which here we are now. But yeah, just understand surrender, man. And I believe the spiritual books say to surrender to each moment, to be open in each moment. So yeah, it's been incredible in my life, and I can only see it in hindsight looking back. I was like, man, every big shift I made was because of surrender, because I was open to the moment and I just gave up. So that's the video for today. I'll see y'all tomorrow.